So the question again, is there any evidence for the resurrection of Jesus Christ? And I would say that compared to these mythical figures and their resurrections, that Jesus' resurrection bears the marks of historicity. So I want to look at some of the evidence, the textual evidence that we find, some of the circumstances that really lend historicity, they lend weight, they lend evidence to this Christian belief right from the beginning that Jesus Christ not only lived and not only died on the cross, but that he actually rose again, just as he had foretold on the third day. He rose from the dead. Well, what is some of this evidence I'm talking about? Well, first of all, we can consider the testimony of the four gospel writers. We have four different accounts that are part of the Christian canon. They're part of the accepted corpus of writings that Christians have really accepted right from the beginning: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And each of these four gospel writers, from their perspective, from their history, from their authorial intent even, depending on the circumstances they're writing, depending on the intended audience to which they're writing, each of these four gospel writers, all of them agree that Jesus died and rose again. So that's uniform through the four. There's a lot of variation. There's a lot of elements in this parables of Jesus, the sayings of Jesus, the early life of Jesus, where maybe there's not so much coincidence between the four. But on the point of the resurrection, all four of these New Testament writings, all four of these Gospels, as they're called, attest to this fact that Jesus died, was buried, and rose again on the third day. Hey, I wanted to invite you to a course that I've developed for you. I think you'll find it very interesting. It's called The History of Evangelism, and we're going to be looking at the story of evangelism right from the beginning of the Christian era all the way up to modern times. We're going to be talking about the apologists. We're going to be talking about some lesser-known figures like St. Gregory Thaumaturgus or Nina of Georgia. We're going to be talking about better-known figures like the Wesleys, Billy Graham. We've got Orthodox figures, Roman Catholic, Protestant. So whatever your background, I think you're going to find it very interesting. There's going to be class discussions. It's going to be offered through Zoom, but I think that we'll connect very well. And so I wanted to encourage you, get on our website, check out the course. It's just $100. And the registration is open until April 20th. So get in there. Course is going to be offered from May 9th through June 27th. We'll do live classes on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Time. But I think it'll be a good schedule for people from around the world to get in on this class, The History of Evangelism. I hope to see you there.